Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Islamiyatul Rizky and I will provide some brief explanation regarding cognitive ergonomic. Okay, the first one is the ergonomic. Ergonomic is the change that studies human behavior in relation to their work. Ergonomic is the science that studies the complex interaction between work aspects which include work equipment, work procedure, work process or system, and the work environment and the physiological and physiological condition of human or employees to adapt work aspect to employee conditions so that employees can work safely, comfortable, efficient, and more productive. Then cognitive. Cognitive is all mental activity that makes an individual able to relate, assess, and consider an event so that the individual gains knowledge afterwards. Okay, cognitive is very close to the level of one intelligence. Example of cognitive can be shown when someone is learning construction and ID and solving a problem. According to the International Ergonomic Association, the definition of cognitive ergonomy. Cognitive ergonomy is a branch of ergonomic related to human mental process, including perception, memory, and reaction as a result of human interaction with the use of system element. And then there is an explanation of how important cognitive ergonomic should be learned. Because cognitive ergonomic is concerned with human mental process such as perception, memory, reasoning, and motor response. It influences the interaction between human and other element of system. Okay, cognitive ergonomic is responsible for how work is done in the meaning the quality of work depends on people understanding of the situation. Cognitive ergonomy is responsible for how work is done in the meaning the quality of work depends on people understanding of the situation. Situation can include goals met and work constraints. Cognitive ergonomic provide benefit for the health of work and profit other benefit including minimizing overwork at work, reducing the occurrence of damage to work equipment, encourage work productivity. The benefits are increasing physical and mental well-being through prevention and occupational discharge, reducing physical and mental workload, and seeking promotion and job certification. Okay, number 3, human information processing. Human information processing is a process of how humans receive, organize, integrate information. The stage in human information processing are 1. Encoding. Process of encoding is process of entering information into memory. Okay. The stage in human information processing are number 1. Encoding. Process of entering information into memory. The process of change this information can occur in the ways number one, accidental if the thing received by the sense or accidentally internet into their memory. Example: he feels that he will get what he wants if he cries in the front of his mother. Number two, internationally, if the individual internationally in, incorporates experience and the knowledge into his memory. Example, we as students deliberately include everything we learn. Number two, storage. Storage or process of storing information on what has been processed in encoding. Okay, the second function of memory is about storage. Storage of what has been processed in encoding, what is learned or what is perceived. Something that has been learned will usually be stored in the form of trackers and can be generated again. The trackers are also known as memory tracks. Number three, retrieval what is already in memory. We can find considered example of the process of enjoying, storage, and retrieval in our daily life. For example, when we are on our way to campus, on the way we see a small child who was hit by a bus. Saying the event is reshaped by perception and encoded in this chess and ensuring process occurs. Then we store it in the brain. Our white color bus, which direction in this case the storage process takes place as an eyewitness. Finally, you are accused by the police. Then we tell what happened according to the information stored in the brain or retrieval process. Okay, Attention is an active process of limiting information that appears to be millions received from sensory, memory, and other cognitive so that it only focuses on information that is considered important, while other disturbing information that is considered less important is ignored. Attention is a cognitive process for selection an object and maintaining to stay focused on paying attention to objects that are considered important and making the chance in solving problem content in the process. An example of the impact of the attention disorder occurs in children with ADHD who are distracted while studying, have impulsive and hyperactive behavior, so that these conditions have an impact on children's achievement at school. The main symptoms of ADHD are difficulty paying attention and impulsive and hyperactive behavior. People with ADHD generally can stay still and always well move. People with ADHD can also have learning difficulties such as difficulty reading or reading. ADHD generally appears in children under the age of 2 years. In many cases, the symptoms of ADHD can be seen since the child is 3 years old. 3 years old. ADHD that occurs in children can carry over in the adulthood. Okay, next perception. Perception or absorption is the act of completing, recognizing, and interpreting sensory information to provide or the an overview and understanding of the environment. Perception includes all the signals in the nervous system which are the result of physical or chemical stimulation of the sense organ. Okay, perception. Perception is the process of understanding or giving meaning to an information to a stimulus. Stimulus is obtained from the process of sensing object, event, or relationship between symptoms which are then processed by the brain. The term perception actually used to describe the experience. Type of perception. Perception of object through physical symbols will harm through verbal and non-verbal symbols. Human are more effective than most objects and more difficult to predict. Two, perception of object respondent to external characteristic, while human responded to external and internal characteristic, feeling, motives, expansion, and so on. 3. Object do not reach, will human do. In other words, objects are static, while human are dynamic. Therefore, the perception of human can change from time to time faster than the perception of object. Okay, next, memory. Memory is an individual ability to store information. This information can be related to be used sometime later. Memory is core element of cognitive development because a form of learning from individual involve memory. Memory ability is one that can affect learning achievement. It is in this memory that human constructs ideas and experience with other data that support those ideas and recall them when they need them. Okay, the next difference between working memory and short-term memory. Working memory is an active process that constantly changes, combines, and combines and updates
in
new
a
and
short
old
period of
information.
time.
While short-term memory is a process or limited ability to remember information in a short period of time. Working memory is an active process that constantly changes, combines, and updates new and old information. While short-term memory is a process or limited ability to remember information in
A short period of time.
Next, difference between short-term memory and long-term memory. Long-term memory is memory that has no limited capacity and lasts only 5 minutes, 5 minutes ago to a 5 minutes to a lifetime. If we can remember something that happened more than just a moments, whether it happened hours ago or decades earlier, then it is long-term memory. Short-term memory is memory for temporarily storing information before it is transferred to long-term memory. Short-term memory often includes events over a period of anywhere from 13 seconds to several days. However, the brain's ability to store long-term memory is more limited.
Okay, but next, an example of implementing memory. An example of the APRI is that we are able to remember things that are very memorable in life and have been experienced before, such as birthday, ethnic origins of both parents, and school origin. And in the campus, what they are able to grasp the material presented by the lecture. Next, impact where a person's memory is disturbed. Okay, the next, impact when a person's memory is disturbed. The impact that occurs when a person's memory is disturbed, namely, number one, severe forgetfulness. People with impaired memory might forget recent events, repeat the same questions and stories, sometimes forget the names of close friends and family members. Frequently forget appointment or planned event, and frequently misplace things. Number two, problem in language. Memory disorders also cause a person to experience language problems such as difficulty finding the desired word and difficulty understanding written or verbal information. Number three, lost focus. People with memory problems are also easily distracted and need to write down notes to do something else they will forget. Okay. Number four, difficulty in performing daily tasks. People with memory impairment are also unable to perform complex everyday tasks such as paying bills, taking medication, shopping, and driving. Unless number five, describe ability to solve problem. Memory disorders also a person's brain function in rational thinking and problem solving. Eventually, they will rely on other people, such as their partner, to make decisions or answer questions that why were profession got at handling.
So thank you so much, and please sorry if there are less word. Mohon maaf jika ada salah kata, memang semua salah karena dikarenakan saya kurang bisa dalam berbahasa Inggris. Terima kasih.